So start over since I'm recording now. So you're a little too smart for your own good. And what now?
So my driver's side brake lights weren't working. So in my mind, it's something stupid, something complicated. There's a wire broke, something like that. So I get out the multimeter and the power probe, and I start taking the car apart. And you know, I'm not looking for the obvious things. And would you like?
Which would be the bulbs? Is where I would start.
No, I did change the bulbs. That was the first thing I done because I just assumed the bulbs sucked. Changed the bulbs, still didn't work. Would you like to know what the problem was?
Ground?
No. Even dumber.
It wasn't plugged in, the harness.
I never plugged it in right there.
You're an idiot.
Whenever I took them off to tin them, because one of our friends spray painted them back in the day, and when I sanded them down, they looked awful. But the connector had fell straight down, and I didn't realize it.
Oh, they are tinted, ain't they?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yep. Just old cheap nightshades.
So I wanna show the wheels, but like I also want to throw a suspense in here. I kind of give a little glimpse, but I just want to show the suspense. We do have some new wheels on this unit, and they are extremely beautiful.
I love you too, baby princess.
Oh, how sweet. Like I just want to.
You gotta edge them in a little bit. You can't show it all at once.
I want to show you, but I can't just yet. What I can do is skip past the wheels because.
What you can do is come back here and tell me if my brake lights work. I just want.
Oh, I can do that, but keep the water out of it. Which I'm assuming he's got another one somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost showed the wheels again. The wheels are nice, but I almost showed them again. Yeah, they are working.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's crazy what happens when you plug them in, huh?
I'm telling you.
So, anyways, let's talk about it. So, you've already had a pretty good update of what was going on under the hood with a new hot side and kind of throwing everything together, you know, the best we could, or the best they could. This car is on a street tire. It is all factory motor. It has a fuel cell because a factory tank is junk, rotted out, and you can't buy them. You can't get parts for these cars. So he's got a fuel cell because of that reason. The turbo went down. So he's got still a small turbo, but it's bigger than stock. You've got what ECU on here?
It's a Mega Squirt MS3X.
And who's done the tuning so far? What injectors do you have?
They are FIC 1600 low Z's.
And talking to our tuner, Brad, he informed me that if Evan was smart enough to get this car to run, and not only run, but take fuel and idle with that combination of parts, and him not actually having any kind of tuning background at all,
First thing I've ever tried to do anything on.
that he was not only extremely lucky, but apparently smart, even though he looks like that. But no, our tuner, I talked to him, and he said that if he was able to even get that far with this, he's done.
I've drove it.
Yeah, how many miles have you put on this car in the last?
I probably put 50 miles on it in the last couple of weeks, which don't sound like much, but that's more mileage than it's had in the last decade.
Yeah, the last 10 years.
And I mean, it's it's not a perfect tune by any means, but
it's the
I
baby
can drive up
steps
and down the road, and as long as I don't get in a boost and it starts getting too fat, it does perfect. It'll make it to about 8 pound of boost before it starts getting too fat, and then I'll let out of it.
So that's as far as our knowledge goes, or his knowledge goes with what he's doing. But that's where Brad at Swap Shop Garage comes into play.
I just wanted to put enough miles on it that I would know that
bugs.
nothing was going to fall off when I took it to Brad to have it tuned.
You want to work the bugs out. Speaking of bugs, you want to get rid of them. Well, we're just gonna keep throwing that in there. You're just gonna
shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Fred, this is for you. Fred is his father, but I've probably showed the wheels already. But at what point do you want to show the wheels off? I just feel like we should go ahead and break the ice.
Bub, it's your video. I'm just here. I'm just providing more content junk for you.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what it's about. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to cut this off, and then we're going to open up with a good surprise.
Already got a water spot on. Gotta keep these babies looking new.
The babies got to keep them looking new. Speaking of new, VMS Racing. That is, so we worked for a while to come up with the correct offset and size. This is a 15 by 8 and a 225. What is the tire size?
25, 60, 15.
And dude, like the fitment, the size. I think we was all kind of nervous of the tire size, thinking that it was going to be too small. But honestly, this car is a small bodied car. And the fitment up front is just a fuzz wide. But, you know, like he says, almost all these cars look like this.
Every fast DSM, the front tires poke out a little bit.
But that is a 20. Was it a plus? It was a plus 20 offset,
20
correct?
Offset, 15 by 8.
So what size turbo is this down here?
I honestly
hidden.
don't remember the millimeters of it, but it's a 50 trim, is what they call it.
It's a baby, but it is bigger than stock, but not terribly. He's got his Civic radiator. Somewhere down here is a pretty good size intercooler, which
It's behind the bumper here. You have to look that way. I've still yet to decide if I want a speed hole bumper or not.
I honestly wouldn't. But what do you guys think? Comment on here. I mean, honestly, I personally would not cut the bumper up. I mean, the car will be painted. He's starting to do some body work, taking the chips off. Like literally, he just started like today. But that's where he was at when I got here. Well, the tail light was what was going on, but he wanted to get that fixed, and then he's starting on the body work. And in the hood, as you can see, the snowman hole. Adam Harmon, he cut that out for us. I know that's going to hurt us in a lot of classes, but man, it's just cool. If you wanted something for so many years, or you got your rag up there, but if you wanted something for so many years and you finally got the opportunity, it's happening.
I did see this earlier. I was reading on that post for the rules for that track over at Coburn, that in the class that I would fit in, that they give an exemption to turbo cars, that they do not have to have it out the back.
So,
That's just a twin branch, but you know.
We will support Twin Branch with this car. It is about an hour and a half for me, a little over 2 hours for Evan to get there, but we will support people who give us a place to race. We do travel. It's not above us, is it?
No, not at all. Have a truck, we'll travel.
Yes, sir.
I got a car hauler.
Well, he's gonna answer that phone call. We're gonna cut this one off and come right back. We're gonna start this baby and let you all hear it. He's got some really cool stuff with his two-step that you need to stick around and watch that. He's got something. This guy's too smart for his own good. She is purring so good. Got a little bit of a hiccup, but you know, this is his very first time tuning something. So
I haven't changed plugs in a while, so the plugs probably need to change. I got another set over there.
dude, I'm pretty happy with it. You could have warned me. That's what you get. That's what you get right there. What do you want to do now? We're going to...
Just setting two-step on it.
So he's played around at 3,000. He's going to fire it up and let it warm up for just a second. Going to get a few revs. That way we can hear what it sounds like. Then I'm going to lay down and let you all hopefully see a fireball. He's never set this thing to 4,000. But I'm going to let him warm it up just for a second, and then we're going to check that two-step out. And then I'll show you where his button is for his two-step, because if we didn't show you, you would never find it. God. Dang it. I've ever heard in my life. Oh my God. I hope the video picks it up, but the fire was hitting the roof. Oh my, and that was 4,000?
4,500.
Oh God. So, oh man, like I hate to make you keep doing this, but I gotta get this angle so they can see the button. Do it
So
again.
do I give them the backstory first or not?
We'll get to the backstory. Oh my God. Oh, maybe it's because it's under the canopy, but God have mercy, that's so awesome. Okay, kill it. Kill it. Oh my Jesus.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, baby.
Kind of scared me too. So we got the princess's approval. Jesus.
She said I scared her, but she had a smile on her face, so I'm assuming that's.
I mean,
We like that.
you'll always get a smile out of my face like this. So backdrop, 2-step. So why, how?
So I don't have a standard VSS to be able to use. How most people use like a VSS if it's below 5 mile an hour and certain TPS it goes into 2-step. So I can't do that. It's an automatic car, so I don't have a clutch pedal. And I actually plan on driving this car, and I was afraid to put it on the brake pedal. So that way, like if I'm going around a curve, I don't hit the brake and then it kill the motor because it needs to go in 2-step. So I was like, what can I do? So I bought that new wheel. Had a horn button I wasn't using. I don't need a horn. You don't need no horns. So I was like,
First off, if they can't hear the car,
yeah.
the horn wasn't gonna help.
Yeah, I'll just rev it at them if they need to get out of my way. Hold the 2-step button. It serves the same purpose. I just think I'm shooting at them.
Man, oh my. I've heard a lot of 2-steps. I've heard a lot of rowdy stuff, but that is violent.
Whenever I had it just set on 3K, that's just what it was set on, and I hadn't fooled with it none. But it don't pop and bang like that. It just goes bah and holds there.
No, this was
4,500. It likes to.
I know the camera probably didn't pick it up, but I promise you, when it's dark out at nighttime, we're getting another video.
Oh yeah.
This
The rear view mirror was flopping every time it'd pop and bang and everything. That's pretty cool. I like it.
So, I wonder how old that sticker is. You put that on there or Whisper did.
Whisper put that on. That was the first thing he done whenever he got it, was he put that on there.
It shows its age.
Yeah.
But,
I never was a big fan of stickers. The only sticker that I ever put on it whenever I was a kid, because, for a minute there, it was a stereo car.
Yeah.
I had Alpine stickers on the side glass. That was the only sticker I ever put on it.
I've never thought this car would sound like that. Oh my Jesus, man.
You like it?
That's got you tickled plumber's fancies. That has me.
Very much so. I
So,
don't think anybody ever thought this car would do anything cool like that.
I mean, I knew it had all the capabilities, and you're very well smart enough to do it, but having the drive and the want to, and right now is a pretty good time. He's comfortable with his position, with the kids and the family and the work and the car. It all just kind of fell into place, and it was a meant to be moment. This car, everything just kind of started falling into place. And, we're doing a whole lot of racing. Whisper is upgrading and doing things that is going to step him into this next journey of racing, I'll say it that way. And Evan doesn't want to be left behind. He wants to be right there with us. And he has the car to go out and have a ball. Why not use it? Why not, I mean, if you think about it,
12. Might as well do something with it now.
if you think about it, if this car sits here and rots away, worse than it had already started before you finally grabbed a hold of it and got it back where it is now, who knows how long it would have sat. And, another 5 years, this thing may not have been savable. And right now it is.
If we hadn't got it when we got it, they was going to scrap it the next week.
Yeah, so the car got transferred a few times.
It never got transferred. It got traded.
It got traded a few times, never transferred. Well, he ended up tracking the car down. It was in an impound lot, and they were scrapping everything in the lot the next day. This is like a storybook ending here. We were like, hey, we can make it there. And they're like, you can't make it here before closing. I took an entire hour off of our trip. When we pulled into the lot to get the car, the whole garage walked out because they did not believe it, because they knew where we were coming from. And I can't tell you how fast we got there, how fast we traveled, or where the place was, but it was in another state and we should not have made it legally. But we got there. We got the car. It was actually stuck in park, and we had no way to get it out of park, so we dragged the car with a winch. It was...
I'm going to show you how easy that would have been to solve.
But we didn't at the time.
All it takes to take this thing out of gear, if you don't have the keys, you come right over here. See that cable with the 12 millimeter? You take that one 12 millimeter off and you just put it in whatever gear you want to.
So we drug it and worked that hard.
For something we could have got it in neutral in 20 seconds if we had the...
We just didn't know any better.
I didn't know.
I was going to say you rattled your headlights out, but considering they wasn't...
You don't remember how nasty they was the last time you
Yeah,
saw this
but...
car?
Well, I seen the headlight was not lined up, and it was rattling the headlights out of it.
Yeah, I just cleared them yesterday.
You got to pull them right back out when you start doing more body work.
But I just wanted to see how it looked with the wheels and the headlights and stuff, so I just set them in there.
Man, I'm pumped. Like, as Whisper would say, I'm as pumped as a spare tire. You know, this is we needed this update. I needed to see this car as bad as you guys needed to see this car. The wheels, you know, the two-step, the interior. We didn't really go over the interior to show it yet.
Since it was on the last video at Whisper's house, we finished up the hot side and got it to where it would move. And other than Flop, you're the first person to come up to see it.
I mean, you do live quite a ways out of the way for me, but you know, this car is in great shape. It's a full interior car, front to back, other than the fuel cell. But you know, that was a had-to moment. There was no other option. He actually had that popped off. He was going to strip the paint and clean it, but I set it back down.
I painted that when I was probably 14 and thought that spray painted blue interior parts would look cool.
Yeah, well, everybody's been through that stage at some point.
Anybody says they didn't take a can of spray paint to their first vehicle is a freaking liar.
Not my first or my second, but my S10 was my third vehicle back when I was 18, and it got a lot of stuff. But this has been your update. We've needed this for a while. We've not been able to come up here and video the car or show anything. But the next time you see this car, there's going to be a whole lot of body work done. We're going to have this thing ready for primer. And we're not going to tell you what color we're painting it yet. But we have a nickname for the car. Well, it's kind of two nicknames. We're going to split that. We can't really tell you those yet. But primer, paint. We want you to guess what color. We want those comments. What has been your favorite color on any DSM car? Let us know. Got anything else you want to say before we close it out? Good to see you. Love you. Bye.
So you love you, bye.
We're out.